Well, here's an update on this Snapper zero turn. I welded on a muffler and I adjusted the tracking on this side. She goes pretty straight now, and it's not leaking any hydraulic fluid. That last zero turn that I had two reservoirs that held the hydraulic fluid. I don't see anything like that on here, so I don't know if maybe it's a contained, unit. I don't know anything about that, but it's not hydraulic fluid that it's leaking. It's leaking engine oil on the crank seal. Wouldn't that figure? I'd rather have that than the other, but I'm not going to pull that engine. Not this year, anyway. The last thing is trying to get the PTO to work. I checked all the fuses and they're good. I need to pull the PTO clutch off and adjust it to make sure it's within specs. I don't know which kind I have as of yet. I won't know that until I get it off there, and the thing's just covered in engine oil. And even if it did work, it probably wouldn't run the blades because it's just the belt is saturated with oil. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. A neighbor down the street said he was interested in it. So maybe I can get something out of it to satisfy me and give him a good deal on it, because he'll still have to put some money into it. But I think it's I think you get that seal fixed in worst case scenario by another clutch. So I don't know if with that clutch being saturated with oil, if that will affect how it works. I don't know. I had to adjust the one on my old Cub Cadet before, but it wasn't caked in oil either. So I think I've made up my mind. This John Deere, my old Cub Cadet in here, my 1250, I'm just never going to work on it. I don't have any desire to pull the engine out of that thing, tear it down and put another rod in it. I just don't want to do it. I finally sold my last wheelbarrow. That's how Louis says it, the wheelbarrow. And I sold that to my niece. They also want this rototiller, so I'm going to sold that to them. I got them all caged up so they can't get away. Oh, too much. I'm really tired of working on that stuff. I don't like it anymore. Alright, so that's the dealio on all that stuff. So all those, there's about 3 lawnmowers in there that I think are worth fixing up. A lot of them. Let me go back over here. The handles are wore out, and you can't fix them properly. You can rig them, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's one of them. I think it's from people doing this to get the grass off there. And it's broke. It's this one right here. No. There is one. At least one. There's like maybe 2 of them where the handles down at the bottom where it goes to the body is all wore out. And then there's some that the self-propelled business is locked up, and I have no interest in fixing those. I'll take that, the John Deere, the Cub Cadet, to the auction, get it out of my, I was going to say out of my hair, but yeah. Yeah. I suppose that's my update. Maybe I got one more thing to show you. I cleaned up this. Yeah, unlatch one side, then the other one latches. I'm only one-handed. There we go. She cleaned up really nice, runs really good, and I think this is just like the last one that I sold. So this will go on eBay. The chain is really dull, both of them are, but the happy new owner can get them sharpened. So I need to find a box for it, and then I can list it and sell it. So here's the dealio with this thing. When you turned on the switch before, it would just hum, and when smoke would come out. I started taking it apart, and I found out that this is warped. So I kind of hammered it just a little bit to try to straighten it out some. It's going to have to be replaced, but it turns on now. So I reckon, and it's pretty wobbly. I mean, if you were really wanting to, you could put a disc of paper on there and sand with it, but I think I would just refrain from that until you get a new wheel. And I know the shaft's not bent because I watched it with this off, and it's spinning true. So yep,